The heart of LA, Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan. Los Angeles, California. For 70 years, it's been a cradle for the national pastime.
Perhaps the biggest story to come out of the Major League meetings is the awarding of the Los Angeles franchise in the American League to a group headed by Gene Autry and Bob Reynolds.
A city steeped in baseball legacy that's been home to the sport's most memorable moments.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. Driven into right center field. Erstad says he has it. The Angels, world champions.
Baseball's best have played here, but the city where the lights shine brighter than anywhere has never seen anyone like Shohei Ohtani. In the midst of the most incredible run of his career,
Swing and a miss. What a nasty pitch.
Shohei Ohtani faces his most formidable foe in one of baseball's best rivalries. It's showtime at the Freeway Series.
Live right here on Valley Sports West. What a game we have for you. Halos, Dodgers, Freeway Series. Ohtani on the bump, facing the Dodgers for the first time as a pitcher in his career. He's faced them 27 times as a hitter, but again, first time facing the crosstown rivals as a pitcher in his career, and we got it for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hanging out with Bobby Valentine and Mark Gubaza. Great to see you. This is certainly very exciting. It's the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. It's 10 a.m. in Tokyo, so konnichiwa, ohayou gozaimasu. Let's get it going. Bobby V, how this lined up for Shohei Ohtani to get this start today is certainly very interesting.
Well, it's interesting only because there's a lot of talk about his fatigue. And, you know, Jaime Barria is pitching really well. He decided that they'd skip Jaime. He pitched a little in the bullpen so that Shohei can be part of this event here at Angel Stadium against the Dodgers. He knows that he has never faced them, and he knows that some people have said he's ducked them, and it's been written in Japan, and he's not ducking anyone. He's coming out tonight. He's going to empty out the tank and show the Dodgers and the fans here what he's made of.
Well, I mean, this is the excitement level yesterday at the ballpark alone was unbelievable. I can't imagine what it's going to be here like tonight for Shohei Ohtani. You know, I mean, the last time out there, he didn't get a lot of strikeouts, but I love the use of his fastball. And when you look at the Dodgers, they have struggled against the fastball this season. Even though you think a lot of their hitters in there hit fastballs well, Shohei should be able to use that pitch the other day. But I just feel that there's something magical. Okay. Anytime he takes the mound, something magical could happen. Against the Dodgers here tonight, the energy level is going to be in this ballpark. Expect Shohei to do something unbelievable.
We'll be right back to you on this one. First 5 starts for Shohei, right? He allowed only 2 earned runs, but since then, he's 3-2 with a 4.67 ERA, proving he's been human on the hill, although he's been crushing the baseball at the plate. Efficiency seems like that might be the key word here tonight.
Yeah, Patrick, and I think, Bobby, I think the big thing is he said he felt a little bit like his body wasn't in tune as far as his balance over the pitching rubber. I thought he made some pretty good adjustments the other day down there in Texas. The first inning, he threw quite a few pitches, but then after that, I thought he threw the ball very, very well and used his fastball, in my opinion, to a very good point. Batting average against his fastball, I mean, it's his 4-seam and 2-seam, not counting that cut fastball in there, just a 170 batting average, 33 strikeouts. He had 38 strikeouts versus his 4-seam fastball and sinker last year for the entire year. So this season, the fastball is a lot more effective. I think the balance is going to be better with the pitching rubber and not forcing it, especially sometimes with a sweeper where he overthrows that and throws it a little bit too much. You're seeing that percentage going down.
All right, so Bobby, as you take a look at this graphic, what does this tell you? And also, what are you looking for to see perhaps a better outing on the hill from Shohei?
Yeah, you see his pitch mix, and you understand there's a time differential from 75 miles an hour to 97 miles an hour. But what I think it's all about is what he does in the bullpen, how he comes out of the bullpen, and how efficient he is in that first inning. He can't be throwing 30 pitches in the first inning and expect to give us length. Length is what is needed. People want to see him when they buy the ticket. They want to see him out there the 7th, 8th inning. He could take a page out of the two guys who pitched last night. Very efficient, both Detmers and Kershaw. Get outs early in the count and get your team in the dugout.
Now, at the plate, had his hitting streak come to an end at 15, on-base streak ending at 22, so on and so forth. Dodgers took the first game 2-0. Kershaw was great. Detmers was fantastic. But when Shohei pitches this year, his slash line is insane. It's incredible. How do you put it in perspective?
I mean, it's unbelievable to think about it because, you know, he's putting so much effort into putting up zeros and strikeouts. I mean, he's got 105 strikeouts, third most in the game of baseball, in the American League, I should say. But the bottom line, he's always under control at the plate. I think he realizes some things when he's on the mound, what he'll be looking for as a hitter at the plate, and I think it's made him that much better as a hitter now this season when he's on the mound. We look at his numbers. First in as far as home runs, slugging percentage, OPS. He leads all American League hitters and Major League hitters with the home runs, but he also leads AL pitchers with opponents' batting average against him 178. Mentioned those strikeouts. 11.5 strikeouts per innings pitched. That's the third best in the game, so he still has the power to drive towards the plate on the mound, and then he takes that out behind the plate, swinging it and driving the ball. 3 times he's almost hit for the cycle so far when he's been on the mound. For me, that is absolutely unreal. That's not even human-like.
21 for 53, Bobby, when he's pitching at the plate. But versus the Dodgers, though, for some reason in his career, hasn't hit the ball very well.
Well, you know, I love all the numbers, Patrick and Mark, and he has the numbers that make him special. But really what makes him special is that when he's on the mound and he's at the bat the same game, he knows that he's really special, and he wants to give a special performance. It's like Sinatra performing on his birthday. He wants to make sure everyone who bought a ticket goes home happy, and I think Shohei feels extra special when he has a bat in his hand and a ball in his hand on the same day.
That's a great analogy. Have you seen Sinatra on his birthday?
I did, in the 70th. As a matter of fact, in Westchester. Backstage with him, too,
That's
Patrick.
a great comparison. I bet you, I think Ohtani and Sinatra, that really certainly...
They're both geniuses.
The thing I love about Shohei, he takes the responsibility of the team on his back, whether it's at the plate or on the mound, and today it's both. So he wants to be the player, and you know Trout's gonna have a big game here today too, but Shohei wants this team to jump on his back, and when he does that, boy, he goes next level.
He calls his own game, Chad Wallach. That's the battery here. We just saw Wallach. We just saw Ohtani go out there, get ready. Shohei does not come out onto the field on the day that he starts. When he's hitting, he's out here early, but he doesn't make it, an appearance until just about 10 minutes ago.
Well, that's what pitchers do when you're locked in, because you don't want the conversations with anybody. You don't want anybody being friendly with you, because position players love to have a conversation. You know that, Bobby, with pitchers. That way you might not throw that fastball up and in on me at some point.
No distractions for Shohei, that's for sure.
Listen, the Dodgers have had the advantage in this freeway series. They've won 7 in a row in the matchup. You don't want me bringing up Dick Van Patten in the postgame show, all right? So let's put an end to this one here tonight. Before we say goodbye to you, Gooby, what's your key to this one?
Well, for me, it's a show in that first inning. Bobby mentioned about, efficiency, not throwing a lot of pitches in the first inning. If he gets through that first inning, puts up a 0, and then he comes to the plate, he's going to give himself a lead right away.
It's going to be fun. It always is. Thanks so very much, Gooby. Appreciate it.
I'll tell you, this is fun. This is fun. This is going to a Led Zeppelin concert right here today.
Oh, okay. So there you go. We got Sinatra. We got Zeppelin, and we'll take a break. All right. It's perfect. It's perfect any way you slice it. Ohtani on the bump. Gooby has the call with Wayne Randazzo and Erica Weston, who joins us next. Where is Erica? She's in the stands, taking in the scene, and she'll fill us in on the atmosphere next.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
We are Jackie Robinson.
Together.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key.
games and coverage. All day, every day, your way. On MLB Network. The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
And the Angels beat the Dodgers for the first time in interleague play. A bases-loaded walk to Tim Salmon brings Justin Bachman home third and gives Troy Percival a victory.
Big fish, Tim Salmon with the walk-off walk right there as we are here with our Angels Live pregame show. That was the first walk-off victory in this Freeway Series. There's some tremendous history. Homemade caboodle. You know, I have a special affinity for that right there. Angels, Dodgers from the Big A. All eyes on Shohei Ohtani. And we're going to take a little flashback to some history between, for the Dodgers. Angels winning the first exhibition meeting in Palm Springs between the Angels and the Dodgers. You go back to '97, first regular season Freeway Series. It was at Dodger Stadium as the Dodgers won that one 4-3. And in 141 interleague meetings since '97, Angels actually lead the Freeway Series 73-68. Dodgers closing the gap. They have won 7 straight. I'm here with Bobby Valentine. Started his career as a Dodger. He then went to the Angels. And so you have a nice little understanding of what this is all about. But let's take it out to the stands right now. Erica Weston, tremendous atmosphere when Shohei. We know it's going to be a sellout. It was last night as well. What have you found out so far tonight?
Yeah, Patrick, I think, you know, the one thing people always ask me about covering the Angels is they want to know what it's like covering Ohtani. And I think the biggest indicator is when we're on the road and you stand over the bullpen to see when Shohei is pitching, the crazy crowd that's coming out here to see him warm up. And while he hasn't exactly made it out here just to the bullpen just yet, he is to my right, still down on the field. And this is really the place to be if you want to see Shohei. I think it's the best seat in the house for the Freeway Series because you can see him up close and personal, watching him warm up in the bullpen, and then you also have a chance to catch a home run ball for him too. So while the crowd is still finding its way, filing in right now at the moment, it's a big mix between Dodger Blue and Angels Red, of course. But the best thing about talking to some of these split households, and in fact, there's a couple that's sitting just behind me. We've got a gal that's in a Mookie Betts Dodgers All-Star jersey, and then her partner is wearing a Samurai Japan Ohtani jersey. I said, you guys gonna be okay out here tonight? They said, we're just here to enjoy the show. Everybody out here is knowing that Shohei Ohtani is the center of the baseball universe tonight, and there is no better place to be than right here in the outfield, getting a taste of that. And I gotta say, Patrick, the creativity out here with all of the Shohei things is really top-notch. I know you just mentioned the homemade kabuto. We've got fans with t-shirts homemade. There was a fan right here and his son that flew in just from Japan to get here to see Shohei Ohtani with a hand-drawn photo of Mount Fuji in Japan, which is no easy task. And then, of course, a jersey, it's one of the City Connect jerseys. She purchased it in the store, of course, but then personalized it with rhinestones and then put Ohtani in Japanese lettering on the back with those rhinestones. So really cool. The vibe, you know, things are just getting warmed up. You can tell that there's a buzz in the air as fans start to file in. And no doubt tonight we will see our guy putting on a show.
That's when you really get to experience how much he means, right? When you get to interact with the fans out there in the outfield and mingling in the concourse, it's really special.
I think it's so funny. There was a couple of Dodger fans when I got out here. I said, listen, I know you're wearing Dodgers jerseys, but are you really here to see Shohei too? And they both looked at each other, looked at me and went, yeah, I guess so. Right. So while they don't necessarily want to admit it, they're here to root on for Shohei.
Everybody that wasn't rooting for him for the MVP wants him on their team. Thank you so much, Erica. We appreciate it. As always, have a great game. Some news that we found out, and obviously Bobby Valentine, of course. Gio Urshela is going to be lost for the year. Does not need surgery, but you know, no weight that he could bear, the pelvic fracture. Just terribly disappointing for Gio. We send our very best to him. Logan O'Hoppe, though, was playing catch now, Bobby. And this guy, he said it's like Christmas morning for him because he doesn't feel any pain. Just a little tightness, right, because they had to kind of shrink the capsule there in the shoulder, but he'll play catch again tomorrow, have an off day. He feels great, and that's great news.
Yeah, it's all about swinging, remember. It is his left shoulder, not his right, and that's going to come along. But when he comes along and Neto comes along, along, it'll be a good day for the Angels. But until then, they got to work on making this lineup efficient throughout the entire lineup.
I guess you're right. It's the depth, which is so much better for the Angels this year. But if you were to put an estimation on the loss of Gio Urshela, he means so much because not just on the field and the big hits, but he was such an energizing force in that clubhouse. Great energy.
Yeah, and understanding the game out on the field, right? So when the game's progressing and it starts really going fast, he was the one that would slow it down, make a play, say something proper, and you've got to slow it down as this season progresses.
All right, well, you know, I know with the loss of Ohtani, but with Wallach behind the plate and the way Theis has been also playing, they've done an outstanding job. But perhaps Ohtani will be able to make it back before the end of the season. We'll take a break, continue to get you ready. Showtime here at the Big A. Shohei Ohtani, first ever time facing the Dodgers as a pitcher. We'll give you tonight's starting lineups for both the blue and the red when we come back. Stay there.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Every game.
Go!
Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
Got something to say about the game?
I want to hear that.
Don't just talk about it.
Get caught up so we can talk about it on the show.
Intentional talk about it.
I think this is when opportunity arises.
Join the conversation with Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
We're watching. We're watching.
It's like that.
Got him, it stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
Joshua Perry here alongside Russell Dorsey. Russ, the Angels GM implied that as long as they're contending for the playoffs, they won't be trading away Shohei Ohtani. Can they afford to lose him in free agency?
They cannot. All that sounds good in theory, JP, but if he goes to another team, you're going to feel like you missed out.
Definitely will feel like you missed out. You can catch more stories like this Thursday on The Rally right here on your local Bally Sports Network. We'll see you then.
And we got the rally talking about Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. Check that out tomorrow at 5. Shohei is his hero. Hey, you're going to have to turn that sign around to get the proper. We'll figure it out. It's the Angels and the Dodgers. That's perfect. Home run for your birthday. We'll get it done. Look at the mini Caputo on the young man. Absolutely love it. Here with Bobby Valentine. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Anytime Shohei Ohtani is on the bump and now it's facing the Dodgers for the first time, it certainly is very exciting. What do you make of the Dodgers lineup that Shohei is going to be facing here today as the Angels try to even this series one apiece?
Well, obviously a couple MVPs and a really good hitter in Will Smith. Other than that, these are guys that could be had at the plate if Shohei makes his pitches. He has to be very efficient through the bottom of this lineup. Get him out and get him out early in the count and then work hard 1 through 4. I think they could be had.
That'll be a fun matchup, right? Ohtani, Betts, Freeman right there facing J.D. Martinez. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, this is going to be the Angels lineup for you right now. The Dodgers employing an opener in Graterol. Then they're going to a bulk guy. It's supposed to be Michael Grove, is an ERA of 8.10 in 7 games with a .307 opponent batting average. So maybe Trout, Ohtani, and the rest of this order can feast. What's key to this lineup for you?
Well, I think the left-handers have got to get it going. I think that this team's been built out of depth in the lineup, and when you start looking at Jared Walsh and when Theis gets in there and Mickey, who's been playing so well, that they have to be major contributors to take the heat off of the other left-handed guy in the lineup, and that's Shohei Ohtani.
So there you see Mickey Moniak, specifically as you see Jared Walsh right here. Listen, his defense is big, but you think his bat's going to start clicking?
Well, he needs to get the timing. He needs to get the confidence, as everyone does. And, hey, folks, it's towards the end of June. It's time to have it in your pocket, and hopefully he does, because he's a key part of this offense.
So there we have Moniak. We have Jared Walsh. We're sticking with the theme with the left-handed bats. Theis not in the lineup, but he's been having an outstanding season. This is going to be one of those games that the Angels, the Dodgers, their records nearly identical, a sellout crowd. What type of atmosphere do you expect here tonight?
Well, I think right to the end. I thought 7th inning last night. I was in the stands. It was electric. People were standing up with the 3-2 counts, 2 outs, and the anticipation of something happening for both teams, because regretfully there's a lot of Dodger fans here. But when they're doing it, their fans are excited, and when the Angels are doing it, the Angel fans are excited, and they couldn't be better than that.
A perfect example of having, a split house, if you will, was when they were waiting for the decision on the play at home plate. They finally made it. That's when you heard a lot of the Dodger fans. Hopefully more Angel fans we will hear tonight with Ohtani on the hill. But there you see Angels uniform, Dodgers hats, split households. It's certainly going to be a lot of fun. So Wallach is doing the catching, and Theis also, right now the catching position. How solid do you feel it is for this Angels team?
Well, if you look around the league, the offensive production and defensive results that these two have gotten combined is as good as most catchers in the major leagues. And that's a surprise. And when you have them doing it, you want to keep them healthy and keep them hot. And I think that Chad Wallach is feeling great. He and Ohtani are working great together, even though Ohtani calls his own pitches, remember. But I think Chad might block the ball in the dirt a little better, and that could mean the difference in a game.
So Wallach is getting the start. He's catching Ohtani. It's always interesting to see Shohei, and some of the others catching on. Did you ever think we'd get to a stage in baseball when the pitcher would have this type of communication to call his own game?
Well, not electronically, I played behind pitchers who called their own game by signaling to the catcher because they didn't like to shake. They wanted to make sure they were on the same page without a doubt, so they added and subtracted from the number that the catcher put on. But right now it happens, and it happens quickly. And what we have to remember is those many pitches in one inning, the pitcher needs a break, and that's the catcher's job, and that's the pitching coach's job. When it gets to 20 pitches in an inning, let's go out and give them a break. This gets running a little fast.
Well, as we're speaking of fast, how about far? Let's talk about Joe Adell real quick. Got to show you the video. If you missed it last night, Salt Lake, this is a big 8th inning 3-run shot, 514 feet. Now that is his 20th, the longest home run in professional baseball in the StatCast era. Period.
Yeah, and Joe's putting it together. You can see how slow and easy that leg kick was here. You remember him last year, how rapid it went up and down. He thinks that his mind is now controlling his game, and that's where you want to be in this silly game of baseball.
What's the furthest home run you've ever seen hit?
Wow, I saw Willie Stargell hit one out of Dodger Stadium over the pavilion. It was a far one. And then I saw Jose Canseco go in the 5th deck at the Sky Dome in Toronto. That was real far.
I bet it was 514 feet. Joe Adell, just keep it going. We'll see you back here real soon. All right, we'll take a break, come back, continuing to get you ready for first pitch. A first for Ohtani, pitching against the Dodgers. Ohtani in the house.
I'ma do what? That's on me.
Watch games and coverage All day, every day, your way. On MLB Network.
It's like that.
Got him, it stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
Every hero has an origin story. The MLB Draft Combine, an exclusive look at the game's next prodigies, phenoms, and future heroes. Leading up to the MLB Player Draft. Live coverage only on MLB Network.
Free us out tomorrow. Free medium fries, $1 minimum purchase the day after an Angels win. A home game at participating Southern California Mickey D's. Download and register on the McDonald's app. Bobby V, I want to get a final comment from you. Once again, efficiency has to be key for Ohtani. What's the pitch mix that we need to see from him?
Well, as Mark was talking, that fastball against right-handers and the two-seamer can come into play tonight. It doesn't have to be that 99 to 100-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Two-seamers work.
Sit back, relax. First pitch coming up. Thanks for watching Angels Live. When we come back, it's showtime.
When it's time to party, it's time for Shakey's.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is safe. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
I'ma do work, that's on me. Keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me.
Watch games and coverage. All day, every day, your way. On MLB Network.
The heart of LA, Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan. Los Angeles, California. For 70 years, it's been a cradle for the national pastime.
Perhaps the biggest story to come out of the Major League meetings is the awarding of the Los Angeles franchise in the American League to a group headed by Gene Autry and Bob Reynolds.
A city steeped in baseball legacy that's been home to the sport's most memorable moments.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Driven into right center field. Erstad says he has it. The Angels, world champions.
Baseball's best have played here, but the city where the lights shine brighter than anywhere has never seen anyone like Shohei Ohtani. In the midst of the most incredible run of his career,
Swing and a miss. What a nasty pitch.
Shohei Ohtani faces his most formidable foe in one of baseball's best rivalries.
Go Dodgers!
It's showtime at the Freeway Series.
A big crowd filing into Angel Stadium tonight. It's Game 2 of the Freeway Series. The Los Angeles Angels against the Los Angeles Dodgers with Shohei Ohtani pitching for the Halos. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo, and Gooby, Shohei's getting ready, and so are we for the first time that he ever pitches against the Dodgers.
Wayne, this is unbelievable. The atmosphere is already incredible. It's going to be even more so when he takes the mound, but to seeing him there warming up in the bullpen before he takes on the Dodgers for the very first time, I'll tell you, the energy is unreal.
Well, Shohei on the mound tonight. He's been very good here at Angel Stadium. Hits pretty well when he's on the mound, too.
I mean, especially going after his last start in there, he did a great job, but I'll tell you, he's going to be swinging the bat well and throwing the ball very well here today.
It's Game 2 of the Freeway Series. Shohei's on the mound against the Dodgers. We'll have it for you in just a moment.
Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded, join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away. And the pitch.
And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Back at the Big A for Game 2 between the Angels and the Dodgers. Tonight's game presented by Nissan. A sellout here last night, 44,000 strong here at Angel Stadium. And probably even more than that tonight as Shohei Ohtani takes the ball for the Angels, trying to make it a series split against the Dodgers coming up.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Here at Angel Stadium, it's the second of the two Freeway Series games here at Angel Stadium, and Shohei Ohtani leads the Halos onto the field.
Yeah, you need Shohei Ohtani to be able to bounce back game. He's been really, really good on starts after the Angels have lost games, so it's good to have Shohei back on the bump. My go-tos for Shohei to have a great game against a team he has never faced before on the mound is dominate with his fastball. His fastball has been very, very good. 33 strikeouts with his four-seam, two-seam combination, then use that splitter more frequently. You get a lot of swing and misses, 36.1% whiff percentage, but hasn't used it as much this season.
Shohei, by the way, 5-1 at 2.55 ERA in the 9 games he has pitched following an Angels loss. As Gooby said, he's been very good. A stopper, that's what you want from the ace of your staff, which he certainly is. And here's the Dodger lineup. A team that hasn't hit fastballs very well this year. Weighted runs created plus tells you the story for the Dodgers at the top of the order. A lot of offense between Betts, who's playing shortstop tonight, Freddie Freeman and Will Smith. It tapers off from there. The Dodgers managed only 2 runs last night, but still won as they took the opener of the Freeway Series 2-0 against the Angels. That was behind Kershaw last night. It'll be somebody else for the Dodgers tonight.
And the Angels defense behind Shohei Ohtani, brought to you by Easton and Easton. Brandon Drury has been outstanding at second base this season. 989 fielding percentage, 29 double plays turned. Coming into the season, a 982 career fielder at second base. He's been outstanding. Velasquez at short, Rengifo third. Jared Wallace back at first base. Wallach behind the plate. Ward, Trout, and Mickey Moniak out in right field, who's been outstanding no matter where he's played. But Brandon Drury has been outstanding at second base for the Angels.
Shohei Ohtani on the mound tonight, facing the Dodgers, pitching here at Angel Stadium. First time that he has faced the Dodgers as a pitcher in his big league career. And once again, houses divided here tonight. And some Dodger fans make the trip. Plenty of Angels fans here at Well and expecting a sellout crowd here tonight.
And our Hyundai key for the game today, going Queen today. The show must go on. Here, Shohei first start against the Dodgers. The need to be able to get this split of a 2-game set against their crosstown rival. Be successful going over to Colorado. The show must go on.
The Angels have played very well over the years against the Rockies in interleague play. 14-4 all-time at Coors Field. So 3 games there this weekend. But first things first, the Dodgers, the Freeway Series, and Game 2 as Mookie Betts strides to the plate to face Shohei Ohtani tonight. Betts has faced Shohei once in his career. Back when he was with the Red Sox, hit a home run against him in his only plate appearance. Game 2 of the Freeway Series underway. A first pitch sweeper and a swinging strike from Mookie Betts.
From a guy that doesn't swing at the first pitch a whole lot. He was anticipating first pitch fastball. Shohei throws a sweeper. The unpredictable Shohei Ohtani.
That sweeper's been an interesting pitch for Shohei this year because it hasn't been hit much, but sometimes it's been hit hard. There's a sweeper that's hit well toward right center field, but Mike Trout is there. Mookie Betts flies out to start the game.
Always important to keep Mookie Betts off the bases. Such a great player, both swinging the bat and running the bases. Reed Detmers did an outstanding job against him last night.
Detmers struck him out 3 times. Reed Detmers was really fabulous yesterday. 7 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts. It's been a good stretch for Angel starters. 6 straight games they've allowed 2 runs or fewer. Freddie Freeman takes strike 1. Freeman had a hit yesterday. 3 more. He'll have 2,000 in his major league career. Only a handful of active players have reached 2,000 hits.
Using his cutter early on in the game. He's used a sweeper, 4-seam fastball, now cutter.
There's the others in that 2,000 hit club that are still playing, including Miguel Cabrera in the 3,000 hit club. 2 balls, 1 strike on Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, you feel he's going to be in that 3,000 hit club before his career is over. Been very, very durable.
He's still pretty young. He's got a shot. Certainly in the midst of a long contract with the Dodgers that he signed before last year, leaving Atlanta. Got a couple of long contracts now. He had one with the Braves before. That was an 8-year deal. Now this one with the Dodgers, 6 years, $162 million in the 2nd season. Full count. And Shohei buried that fastball, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Freddie Freeman.
And he wanted to throw that 4-seam fastball in the outside corner. It's pulled across his body. Needs that balance over the pitching rubber.
Swing and a miss. The major league home run leader just struck out one of the best hitters in baseball.
That's still amazing. Every time you say that one, Wayne, incredible. 24 home runs at the plate. Picks up his 106th strikeout for one of the best hitters in the game. That was on a cutter. He's had some strikeouts this season. Coming into this season, he only had 2 strikeouts versus his cutter. That's now his 5th strikeout of the season with that pitch.
2 up, 2 down. Will Smith, the batter. He's been hitting well lately. Swings through that first pitch fastball. Smith had 2 hits and an RBI last night. He's reached base safely in 17 of his last 31 plate appearances. And Ohtani's ahead of him. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Shohei blows the fastball by Will Smith. It's back-to-back strikeouts to end a 1-2-3 top of the first. Shohei Ohtani dominating with the fastball early.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Movies and shows, live TV, more local sports. This is your big 3 that crushes cable.
Andy changed the batteries on all 3 smoke detectors.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive, but here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh, hi, we're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Moniak's been a jolt at the top of the order when he's been in there, starting in right field tonight. Shohei Ohtani entering this series as the major league leader in weighted runs created. Plus, he continues to be one of the hottest hitters in baseball. And Brandon Drury's numbers continue to go up. He has had an excellent month of June as he bats in the cleanup spot tonight. Don't forget Mike Trout hitting third. And really, the reason why the Dodgers are going with an opener is because of those two guys right there. Brusdar, Graterol will start this game before Michael Grove enters.
Yeah, Graterol, his fastball, it's a firm one, 98 to 102. If it was a cutter, slider, and a changeup. And he delivers. That's a short arm delivery, so that baseball is on you quickly. It's tough to be able to pick the baseball out of his hand.
High fastball there. Sometimes you see Graterol get that fastball up to triple digits. 95.5 on that cutter past Mickey Moniak. And now 2 balls and 1 strike. Always unusual to see the opener, which is what Graterol is doing for the first time this season. He's done it a couple of times. Did it once last year, did it twice in 2020, so they've done this before. It's a strategy of sorts.
Should be a good pitch to drive here.
He tried. He grounded it foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ultimately, it's just to give Michael Grove a little bit less lifting because they don't want him facing the top of the order 3 times. So basically, Grove will come in once this lineup gets by Trout and Drury, and then Grove will have his chance to go 2.5 times through the order and avoid facing Shohei and Trout. Moniak strikes out. May have expanded his zone there on what could have been ball 4. And Graterol punches out Moniak for the first out. And here's tonight's starting pitcher, the major league's leader in home runs. Shohei Ohtani is at the plate. 24 home runs, leads all of baseball. He's 1 ahead of Pete Alonso, who's back from the IL and homered yesterday in Houston.
And he has hit fastballs really well.
They say that pitchers should throw with conviction. Graterol didn't have much on that last pitch.
He got around that cutter. Fortunate enough it didn't go in the middle of the plate for him. Like that one.
That was a slider. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Shohei late as he fouls that one away. 2-2. A lot of streaks ended for Ohtani last night. On a 15-game hitting streak, a 22-game on base streak, 7 straight games with an extra base hit. That all ended mostly thanks to Kershaw, who was outstanding yesterday.
And especially when he needed to be outstanding, he was. Especially with 2nd and 3rd no outs. 7th.
3-2. And ball 4. Shohei draws a walk. He's the first base runner tonight. That brings up Mike Trout. Trout got the bat going again in Kansas City. Had a good series against the Royals, going 5 for 11. Angel bats were held down by Kershaw last night. The Dodgers starters in the month of June outside of Kershaw have an ERA of 5.24. Their bullpen has had troubles as well. And the numbers will be a bit odd because Graterol is the starter tonight and Grove will be considered a reliever. There's Kershaw, who has paced the Dodgers, and really the only man who has done so, as the Dodgers overall have struggled from a pitching standpoint. As you just saw, this has been their worst pitching year since they moved to LA in 1958.
And you never think of the Dodgers ever struggling on the pitching side.
Never. Not in the last several decades.
Yep. That's always allowed them, even if their offense has struggled, their pitching has picked them up, whether it's the starters or bullpen.
3 balls, 1 strike on Mike Trout.
Yeah, a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, some long counts already, although he's only going to be in there more than likely for an inning, maybe 2.
Trout rolls one softly to third. Bush gets it to second for 1. That's all the Dodgers will get. As Trout scurries down the line, he reaches on a fielder's choice, and there's 2 outs.
And a fastball in on him. Get on the handle of the bat. A lot of hits right there. Those 2 guys having a conversation.
Mike Trout and Freddie Freeman. Talk about some of the greatest hitters in this era. And there's 2 of them right there. Brandon Drury swings at the first pitch and fouls it off.
Graterol has allowed in his career 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts. Will Smith has struggled this season throwing out base stealers, though. And Trout has 1 stolen base and 1 attempt.
The Dodgers have allowed an unbelievable amount of stolen bases. 91 the Dodgers have surrendered this year, by far the most in the major leagues. As Austin Barnes, as Drury, it's a ground ball to short. There's Mookie Betts showing off his athleticism, and it's a scoreless first inning.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Receive your special offer today. ButcherBox.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll & Branch.
By Google Cloud. The strikeouts this season for Shohei Ohtani, 105 of 53 with a sweeper, 29 four-seam fastball. Out of the strike zone quite a bit. You go to the first inning where you got his strikeouts. First strikeout against Freddie Freeman on a cutter down below the strike zone, and then just the theme on what we saw so far this season, 98-mile-an-hour fastball in zone. So a swing out of the zone for a strikeout, a swing and miss in zone for Shohei.
David Peralta leads off the top of the second. A first pitch cutter from Shohei. Peralta, then J.D. Martinez and Jason Hayward, all veterans, due up here in the second for the Dodgers. Peralta, a longtime Diamondback.
Got some life on his four-seam fastball. We say that when you're in the dugout here, that giddy up and that fastball just riding up in the upper part of the strike zone at 97 for Shohei.
He looked pretty good his last start against the Texas Rangers when toe-to-toe with Nathan Eovaldi in a game the Angels won to finish off a series victory. He said his body felt better on the mound. He was able to work through it a little bit more.
His balance was great in that last game after he got through that first inning. Boy, his cutter today almost is reacting as if it's a slider.
Only he really knows what he's throwing at
Yes.
this point. We try to guess, and we know some of them. Peralta, it's a ground ball. Jared Walsh with a nice pick to his right. Flips to Ohtani, beats Peralta to the bag. And that's the first out of the inning.
Remember last game out there in Texas, Walsh made a couple nice plays with Shohei on the mound. It's a nice play there. Looked like that base hit. Baseball had a chance to be in a base hit getting through that hole, but Jared Walsh, a very good fielding first baseman, makes the play and then leads Shohei to beat Peralta going down the line. Now Porter giving Shohei a little bit of a breather going back to the mound, make sure everything's okay, especially when you step on that base and then turn quickly like he did to avoid the base runner.
Yeah, he stepped on the base with his left foot. It was not the right foot, the one that's the closest to the base. He kind of reached across his body to step on it with his left foot in that stride.
Yeah, because he was kind of off a little bit as far as his footing, and then you see that turn of his right ankle as he got by the base.
And Shohei just wanted a moment to gather himself again, and seems to be okay now as J.D. Martinez bats. Martinez has had a good year from a power standpoint. 16 home runs for J.D. Martinez.
Remember, he saw a lot of fastballs from Detmer, especially upstairs last night, to get some swing and misses.
There's a sweeper that lands over the outside corner, called it a cutter.
That was nasty on that one. You can't throw a pitch any better than that or place it any better in the strike zone.
Martinez fooled by all of it. No balls and 2 strikes as Shohei gets ahead in the count. Swing and a miss. Fastball 99 over the outside corner. No chance even for a very good hitter like J.D. Martinez. Ohtani has his 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, second with his 4-seam fastball. 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Shohei. Well, you don't have a whole lot of time to react on that one, especially when you know the scouting reports he throws his sweeper a lot. He's thrown his fastball a lot more over the last few games.
Jason Hayward, the batter, as he takes ball 1.
I like seeing that first pitch curveball too from Shohei at 73.
Hayward, a bit of a resurgent year offensively for the Dodgers, at least compared to how things have been for him with the Cubs. He wasn't really hitting at all. Cubs didn't even play him in the second half of last year and intended to release him, which they did.
It came down to great friends with Freddie Freeman from their days in Atlanta. Freddie Freeman went to bat for Jason Hayward to be given him a chance to be able to put on that Dodger uniform and see if he could get back to where he was in the past. You know how great he is defensively.
He's won multiple Gold Gloves, 2-1. As Hayward fouls it off his foot. I was in the Southern League when Freddie Freeman and Jason Hayward were together as Mississippi Braves. They were unbelievable as 20-year-olds in the Southern League. It was easy to see that they would be tremendous major leaguers. Freeman's been a better one than Hayward, but Hayward's had a pretty good career too. Hayward homered in his first major league at bat on opening day in Atlanta. I don't think this city's been the same since. Rolls that one just foul down the line.
So a couple 99-mile-an-hour fastballs in this inning for Shohei. The strikeout last inning in 98 against Will Smith.
Shohei has 3 strikeouts in the early going. Freeman, Smith, Martinez. So basically, if you're an all-star caliber hitter, you have struck out so far tonight, with the exception of Mookie Betts. 2-2 on Hayward. It's a little bouncer. Ohtani can't reach it. Walsh does. Flips it, not in time. Hayward has an infield hit.
That cutter got in on him there enough. And once that baseball got by Shohei, it was an outstanding fielding pitcher. There's no chance Hayward still runs well enough. So Shohei covering the bag a couple times in this inning alone.
So an infield hit for Hayward, the first Dodger hit tonight. The batter Miguel Vargas. Vargas just one hit in his last 31 at bats. His average has sunk to 203 as he looks at a strike at the top of the zone from Shohei. Similar spot, but that time didn't get the call.
Splitter, though, not a bad one for him, even though it was upstairs. He's been throwing a few of those splitters of late that have not been close to the zone. Glad he used that one. I think it's something he needs to use a little bit more again.
One's in there, a fastball at the bottom of the zone.
So you would think if he feels good with his splitter right now, because he threw that fastball the lower part of the strike zone, he can get a swing and chase out of the zone if it starts at that same plane.
Vargas swings through the fastball. Shohei's had a good heater early on. He has struck out 4 in the first 2 innings.
Every hero has an origin story. The MLB Draft Combine, an exclusive look at the game's next prodigies, phenoms, and future heroes. Leading up to the MLB Player Draft. Live coverage only on MLB Network.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's show of record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome.
This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight. Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
Some injury updates to pass along. Gio Urshela, who had a procedure earlier today to determine the extent of his fractured pelvis. The good news is that he will avoid surgery to further his recovery. The bad news is he's likely done for the season. That's what Phil Nevin said before the game today. 6 weeks, no weight-bearing activities before 6 weeks of light activity to resume baseball activity. So good chance he is done for the season, which is a tough blow for the Halos. There is some good news, though, I promise. Logan O'Hoppe seen for the second day in a row, lightly throwing out on the field. First time doing baseball activity. 2 days on, 1 day off. 8 weeks and a couple of days removed from that torn labrum surgery. He's totally pain-free. That's what he said before the game. Just working through that restrictive feeling in that shoulder capsule where they repaired it with that torn labrum surgery. He is targeting being on the shorter side of that 4 to 6 month recovery window.
I think we're going to see Logan O'Hoppe this year, Gooby, as Taylor Ward strikes out against Graterol.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, his smile on his face, and Erica said the same thing. He saw him that, you know, after coming in and playing catch, and the smile on his face, and the shape he is in right now, he's feeling he's getting closer and closer. He wants to be back by August, he's saying, but I'm more likely we might see him at the beginning part of September. But you just never doubt any player that's motivated to get back quicker.
Really bad news for Gio Urshela. This team's going to miss Urshela.
I mean, he's a great teammate. He's done so many good things. We talk about how many times he's gotten base hits using the whole field. Played great defense wherever he's been put, whether it's third base, first base, or shortstop. Love to see him be able to come back in that uniform next season for the Angels. He could be a big contributor. Maybe not at the end of this season, but hopefully it's somewhere down in the future.
Yeah, it'd be tough to come back at this point. It's a tough injury too that Urshela received in that last road trip in Texas. He was hustling down the line, trying to beat out a double play ball as Jared Walsh punches out, and Brusdar Graterol has struck out the first two. And who knows what the Dodgers' plan is here tonight, because Victor Gonzalez is now throwing the bullpen. We saw Michael Grove down. We were doing our open down there on the warning track. We saw Michael Grove getting ready, but now that Graterol's worked an inning and 2/3, it's Gonzalez throwing in the Dodger pen. Here's a ground ball off the bat of Wallach, easy for Mookie Betts, and Brusdar Graterol cruises through the first two.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.tv's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.tv.
It's unbelievable, that fastball for him, Wayne, so far on the mound, and then the numbers he puts. Opponent's batting average 139, opponent's OPS 490. But you know, look what he does against fastballs when he crushes the baseball. Exit velocity so far, incredible what he's done and what he's done with his fastball so far today. 98 gets Will Smith. JD Martinez at 99-mile-an-hour fastball. And then right there, like it's on that fastball away at 99. So fastball has been excellent for Shohei.
And they have that simulator in the clubhouse area where you can basically face a holograph of any pitcher. Well, why can't Shohei get in there and face himself? That's what I want to see. Who would win the Shohei versus Shohei battle? The only way to do it is with the holograph.
Yes.
James Outman leads off the third and swings through the first two pitches. We'll run it by Ipe. If anybody can make it happen,
I think
it's
so.
Ipe.
Outman calling a timeout.
Outman, then Michael Busch, the two young Dodgers. There's Ipe. That's in there. Strike three called. Boy, Outman looked like he had nothing going on right there. Shohei just completely overmatched him.
The important thing, that was a splitter. That had some serious drop to it. Love seeing that pitch being thrown by Shohei here tonight.
That's 5 strikeouts already. Michael Busch, the batter. Well, Shohei only had 3 strikeouts in his last start. He has had as many as 13 in an outing this year, tying his career high against the Cardinals on May 3rd. Busch had the go-ahead hit yesterday on a bad hop. It's not something you see in big league ballparks really hardly at all. Bush trying to bunt against the shift, and it's a foul ball down the line, but it happens still in baseball where a ball is hit. Looks like it's going to be an easy out, and all of a sudden it just bounces over an infielder's head. That's what happened to Kevin Padlo last night, giving the Dodgers a 1-0 lead in the 8th inning.
Well, that's some life and movement on his four-seamer tonight.
He has been pinpoint. 35 pitches thrown, 27 strikes for Shohei Ohtani so far. Swing and a miss. Michael Busch gets blown away with 100.
That was all about the Benjamin on that one. Boy, that balance, and he is getting that fastball and throwing it a lot today. His balance, and he's driving towards the plate at 100 miles an hour. You see how fast and how quick you got to react as a hitter to try to catch up to that, especially when you know he's got all those other pitches.
Mookie Betts could not hold his swing. It's a strike.
By the way, how did Shohei catch that throw back?
Was he not looking at it?
No, and he still caught it. He was looking down. He was appealing the first base. He's looking the other way, and then boom, he got it somehow.
There's a looper to right center field off the bat of Betts. Mickey Moniak's there. Shohei Ohtani through 3 innings has struck out 6.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. See the night's biggest moments, the best interviews.
We all love DJ Dan.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network. Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at-bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Jeremy Peña, the world champion shortstop with movie star presencia.
Every Dominican wants to grow up and play baseball, bro.
When I was 13, I was like, the plan is to get to the big leagues.
I love seeing young Dominicans win, bro, because I'm an old Dominican.
Tú sabes que el dominicano que juega, todo el mundo juega pelota.
Claro.
I was just looking forward to playing again, man. This is going to be a fun year.
Salud. A la vida más linda.
Salud, hermano.
Our T-Mobile coverage cam. What's with this team and no-look catches?
Shohei not even paying attention, still able to react. Yeah, Hunter Renfroe and now Shohei Ohtani.
Whirled himself to first base to make sure he still saw the appeal, too. Caught it without looking, but wanted to make sure that he saw that there was a strike called on the appeal on a Mookie Betts swing. Ohtani has struck out 6 in the first 3 innings tonight. He has been as sharp as we've seen him in a while on the mound. And he's been very good on the mound through most of this year. The Dodgers have a new pitcher as Victor Gonzalez takes over, and this sort of bullpen game brewing for the Dodgers. Looks like Michael Grove might be up throwing now in the Dodger bullpen. We expected Grove to be the bulk inning man for the Dodgers tonight under Dave Roberts.
Looks like the Dodgers are going to give so many different looks to the Angels hitters until they settle in with Grove as the guy that's going to try to give them the most innings.
Luis Rengifo pulls one toward the left field line. Long run. Peralta can't get it. It bounces off the wall. Good job by that fan to let it go. He had an opportunity there to swipe that ball, but he let it bounce. And Rengifo has a double to lead off the bottom of the 3rd.
That baseball was crushed by Luis Rengifo. 106 miles per hour exit velocity on that double, his 5th of the season. That pitch was upstairs after a 1-0 count. Peralta is such a good outfielder and was unable to get there because that ball was hit that hard. Horn hops the wall. Just in case that baseball kicks away. Nice job by the fan.
Yeah. Stay out of the way. 106 off the bat of Rengifo. Here's Velasquez.
Corner infielder is anticipating a bunt here from Velasquez.
And the Angels only have one sacrifice bunt this season. That might uptick a little more with Velasquez batting ninth.
You're going to get this bunt down. You got to try to get it to the third baseline, though.
Kind of stabbed at it there and missed for a strike.
And Freddie Freeman is very good. He's a Gold Glove winner himself. He won one in 2018. He's got a strong throwing arm. He might try to make that play at third if it's bunted hard to the first baseline.
A bouncing ball to first. Freeman thought about unleashing a throw to third. Steps on the bag instead. So that works just as well as a sac bunt. Velasquez moves the runner over.
He'll get some high fives going back in the dugout, hitting that ball to that right side of the infield, creating an opportunity to score here early. Now he's coming right down there to say nice job to Andrew Velasquez for getting him over. He thought about it. He's got a good throwing arm. That's a pretty long throw. Try to avoid a big inning. Take the out there.
Yeah, that's really what it boiled down to, because he may have had a shot had he thrown that ball. Here's Moniak.
Infield in.
And a bloop to left center field. Coming in is Peralta. He makes the running catch. Tagging is Rengifo. Throw to the plate on the way. It is in time. Rengifo called out. Peralta with a one-out throw to the plate. Will Smith came in front of the plate to catch it and swiped a diving Rengifo. We'll see if the Angels review.
You wonder if it's worth review to New York.
They will not review. See Will Smith coming up to take the throw, the quick tag, and Rengifo called out to end the inning.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
It's like that. Got it, stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
Luis Rengifo thrown out at the plate to end the bottom of the third by David Peralta, who was a pitcher at one point in his professional career. A good arm, an accurate arm, and a good throw here to get Rengifo by an eyelash.
Really good tags in back-to-back games for Will Smith at the plate. And with this throw, it's tailing right in. It gives him an opportunity to be able to give Rengifo the clear path to the plate. Did not block the plate. Was still able to apply the tag here. See right on the back of the leg before Rengifo was able to get the hand on the plate.
And the Angels have had a man thrown out at home now in back-to-back games. They have yet to score a run in this series. And yet they've had two men thrown out at home. Shohei Ohtani takes the mound here in the fourth against Freddie Freeman, who struck out his first time.
Thing is, too, though, Shohei Ohtani was on deck. And with Peralta's throwing arm, and he's an excellent fielder out in left field. We talked about him when that baseball got by him by Rengifo.
And another Gold Glove winner, Peralta, on this Dodger roster. Freeman hits one to deep left center field. Trout's going to go all the way back, and this one is long gone. Freddie Freeman has given the Dodgers a 1-0 lead with an opposite field home run.
That power going the other way. Launch angle 30 degrees. When you have that launch angle and that exit velocity, it generally means a home run. And that's where his power is. He has a lot of power to left center. Goes from a potential run scored to a 0, and then they get the lead right like that. The Dodgers on that home run by Freddie Freeman.
He is now 2 hits away from 2,000 in his career.
It's a cutter that has stayed flat. Stayed on it, didn't try to pull it. See how he kept his head down and kept that front shoulder in, and he had pretty good launch angle on that one.
He is some player, Freddie Freeman, hitting his 14th home run of the year. He leads the majors in doubles as well. And the Dodger faithful making some noise here at Angel Stadium as they have taken the early lead. Strike to Will Smith makes it 1-2. Shohei with 6 strikeouts against the first 9 batters that he faced. He gives up the home run to Freeman. 12th homer allowed by Shohei this year.
This Dodger team definitely is one of those teams that live for the home run ball. That's where they score a majority of their runs. Been in there 116 home runs, now making 117 in the season. The Angels with 108.
Both of these teams hit a lot of homers. The Dodgers, about half their runs this year have come on home runs. Smith on a check swing, went around, strike 3. And Ohtani bounces back with his 7th strikeout tonight. Febreze fresh stats says Shohei Ohtani's strikeouts have largely come on the sweeper or the fastball.
Yeah, you see that big increase as far as the 4-seam fastball splitter, way down 30%. Last season is 8% this year. Curveball, a little bit of a difference there. The other pitch, the same thing, but a big thing was the sweeper.
That home run by Freeman broke a string of 4 straight games in which the Dodgers had not homered. It's the longest streak they've had without a home run since 2016. Peralta with the bouncer. Shohei snags it and retires Peralta for the second out.
Walsh had to wait there because that sunshine going right through the part of the stadium was right in his eye, and Shohei had to wait a little bit before he flipped it over there to first base, fielding his position on that one.
A couple of outs after the Freeman homer. Now JD Martinez. Martinez struck out his first time. Struck out a couple of times yesterday as well. Former member of the Boston Red Sox, won a World Series against the Dodgers back in 2018. Cranks this one to the left field corner. JD Martinez has racked up the homers and doubles this year, adds a 2-base hit here in the 4th.
Another cutter. Kind of stayed on that inner half, and he brought the barrel of the bat and lines it into the corner for a double. His 19th double. See how it spins back on that inside part of the plate, becomes a hittable pitch. Batter's hitting 290 versus his cutter coming into the game. Now with 3 home runs allowed, and the one that Freddie Freeman hit out.
Here's Hayward. Infield hit his last time. Two hits in the inning, a home run and a double. It's been the second time through the order where Ohtani's had more hits allowed this year. And for whatever reason, the first time through the order he's nearly unhittable. Same for the third time, but that middle at bat has caused him more issues than the others.
Jumped up about 100, nearly 100, well, a little over 160 points between the first time through the second time through.
3-0 on Hayward. Why would that be?
It's surprising too, because I mean he's not predictable. I mean he changes things up throughout each game we've seen him pitch. Usually he'll have a little bit of a control issue maybe in that first inning. We had 14 walks in the first inning this season on the mound. But then that second time through when he starts getting into cruise control as far as pitches thrown. This is the thing that really jumps out. I mean, you look back throughout his career with the batting average and OPS and what he has done with runners in scoring position. Surprising for Shohei.
One at the bottom of the zone makes it a full count on Hayward. Shohei trying to get out of this inning with only 1 run allowed. The economical pitch count to this point. That just missed. Ball 4. First walk issued by Ohtani tonight. It keeps the inning going for Miguel Vargas.
His fastball is a little bit above the strike zone. Chad Waller tried to bring it down to present it as a strike, but it was above the zone.
Vargas struck out his first time. One of the 7 strikeouts Shohei has had so far tonight. He's facing the Dodgers on the mound for the first time in his career. Adds a little extra layer of intrigue to this already intriguing freeway series. Both teams with virtually the same record entering tonight, both 7 games above 500, and both holding wild card positions in their respective leagues.
It's a big batter here for Shohei too, because the Angels have struggled to score in this inning. They swung the bats very well on the last road trip. They had that off day. The bats have not gotten hot. They had a couple opportunities against Kershaw last night, but so far have not scored in the freeway series.
Against a Dodger pitching staff that's really struggled lately. Essentially, this is a bullpen game for the Dodgers. Vargas flies one foul. For all the talk about Michael Grove making sense tonight for Dave Roberts, well, he hasn't used him yet, and he has Yency Almonte warming up in the bullpen. So I don't know if it was a bait and switch or what. I mean, Grove went so far as to go out there and loosen up before the game.
He was long tossing, getting ready to pitch in this game. I can't imagine him coming in now.
Vargas pops one up again. This one will reach the seats as well. I mean, that's, sometimes managers will say things and try to get some kind of strategic advantage over the other team, and wonder if Michael Grove was used in that manner tonight by Dave Roberts, just as someone who is kind of a dummy pitcher in a sense.
Tell you what, Shohei's got to make a quick adjustment. He got away with that last breaking ball he just threw.
He's ahead of Vargas. And that one fouled back as well.
That one too. This is the time right now, I think, Perfect time for that sweeper off the outside corner.
Swing and a miss. There's the sweeper. Vargas chased. Ohtani's 8th strikeout ends the top of the 4th.
Enrique Hernández. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de la de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor.
Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Shohei Ohtani leads off the bottom of the 4th inning against Victor Gonzalez in his 2nd inning of relief. Dodgers seemingly just using a bullpen game tonight. And Shohei looks at a strike from Gonzalez, trying to match up for 9 innings. Not always easy to do. You need all of your guys to be sharp.
Yep. When you're seeing so many different looks, it's tough as a hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike on Shohei. Gonzalez pitched in the bottom of the 3rd and only threw 6 pitches. It was a quick inning, even with some action. Luis Renifo doubled to lead off and was thrown out at home. And Mickey Moniak lined out to David Peralta in left field.
Shohei with 6 home runs versus lefties, slugging .526.
2 balls and a strike. On the days he has pitched this season, Shohei has hit close to 400. His OPS over 1100. He's had 10 RBIs in 54 at-bats, make that 53 at-bats. On the days that he has been the starting pitcher, he's the major's home run leader. He loops this ball to left. It's Peralta right there. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And Dave Roberts heads to the mound. Yency Almonte will be the new pitcher to face Trout. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Dave Roberts is going to mix and match tonight. He's gotten through 3 1/3 innings between Graterol and Gonzalez.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded, join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Here, Mike Trout, when you go back to April 15th, the difference, that's why now he's hitting a fastball much better. That higher leg kick brings that hip in a longer stride. He's had a tough time getting on top and hitting fastballs, but you go back to June 17th, getting that foot down and quicker through the baseball, more consistent contact versus his fastball, and that slight adjustment because he's getting underneath the ball there with that higher leg kick and that hip turning in. Shorter swing through the baseball, all set up by that leg kick and getting that foot down quicker.
They'll face Yency Almonte, the new pitcher for the Dodgers, already their third pitcher tonight. Drafted by the Angels in 2012. Almonte now in Dodger blue.
Should be challenged by a fastball here for Almonte to Trout. 94-98 slider changeup.
Almonte with an ERA above 6. He's given up a handful of homers in 30 innings this year. Freddie Freeman has homered on the Dodgers side tonight. The Angels still looking for their first run of the series. 12 in the third innings now without a run after putting up a ton of runs on the road trip between Texas and Kansas City.
Ooh, that was his pitch right there. That's a pitch he hits a long way to right center. Trout has not really crushed Dodgers pitching throughout his career. 236, but he does have 10 home runs. This pitch is exactly in his wheelhouse.
That one swept right over the plate, and Trout bounced it foul.
Erica, did you have that play on that one? That was pretty close your way.
Just missed it, Gooby. But Ricardo down here is okay too, so we're all good. I think I have a bruise, by the way, from the one last night, but it's okay.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Trout. Foul keeps the count even. 2-2.
Foul ball right back at Will Smith. The mask. Tell you what, he's made 2 outstanding plays at the plate with tough throws, one hop, and quick tags.
A couple of bang plays. Brandon Drury. We never really saw a definitive out or safe on Drury last night. He was called safe at the plate. With some of the calls happening out of the replay room in New York this week between the White Sox and Rangers last night, there was another one in the Twins and Red Sox game tonight. Now the Angels are getting pushed down on the list of grievances as Mike Trout takes ball 4. And the Angels have a base runner here in the bottom of the 4th. Brandon Drury, the batter, he reached on a fielder's choice. Hit into a fielder's choice, should say, his first time up. Angels have only had 1 hit now against a few different Dodger pitchers. Brusdar Graterol was the opener, and then Victor Gonzalez, now Almonte.
Graterol's allowed quite a few stolen bases in his career. 17 stolen bases, only 3 caught stealing against him. No career pickoffs.
Again, that's been a huge problem for the Dodgers this year.
And you can see why. He's got a high leg kick and a longer throwing motion. Mike Trout is not running a whole lot anymore. Just 1 stolen base this year.
That came last week. 2 balls and a strike on Drury, who has been on fire in the month of June, hitting .343 this month, entering today. At the end of his bat, a fly ball to Peralta and left. And 2 away here in the 4th inning. Enjoy amazing moments by your Halos from the comfort of a suite at the Big A. Entertain guests with all-inclusive packages. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites. This Angels offense has hit the daylights out of the ball this year. They've been one of the more high-powered offenses in all of baseball as Taylor Ward bats against Almonte. He looks at a first pitch strike. But here in the last game and a half, they've been shut down by the Dodgers. There have been some blows to the offense over the course of the last week, that's for sure. 3 key players landed on the IL. We know Urshela is probably not coming back. Rendon, they hope, will be back soon. And really no timetable yet on Zach Neto's oblique. But they're going to have to find ways to score runs without those guys.
Yep. That might mean you create more runs by having guys in movement, which the Angels haven't run a lot this year, but they might be forced into that, especially that lower part of the lineup.
And there's Neto looking on. It's Taylor Ward at the plate here, with Moniak getting the start in right field. Hunter Renfroe not in the lineup tonight. Usually bats in this spot in the order. It's Taylor Ward in the 5-hole tonight, striking out for the 2nd time.
Guys, listen up. Want to try the strongest FDA-approved ED meds available? If appropriate, get maximum strength generic Viagra prescribed online at 95% off. Just $2 per tablet at RexMD.com.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Receive your special offer today. ButcherBox.
Shohei Ohtani, 8 strikeouts tonight, 13 swings and misses already in this game in 4 innings.
Yeah, you go back to that last start, just 3 strikeouts when he went 6 innings, picked up a W against Texas. Just 5 swing and misses. His fastball has been really, really good, and that last sweeper he threw to Vargas last inning was his best sweeper of the game.
James Outman swings the first pitch and fouls it off. The trade deadline is starting to at least become a part of the picture moving on here. August 1st is the trade deadline this year. You got to get through the All-Star break first to really get into trade season. It was funny to hear Perry Manassian yesterday asked about the trade deadline and Shohei's status, and he said basically, well, look at the standings. Why are you even asking?
Still can't quite understand why that is still a conversation.
Jared Walsh, a nice pick, feeds Ohtani for the out at first.
A nice play by Walsh and a good feed over to Shohei Ohtani. A quick line, straight line to the base. Shohei had to cross over the base right in the line without going down the line. Usually try to get that corner and go back into play. But remember earlier in the day when he did that, kind of turned that right ankle a bit. But the polite one said, everything's cool, Outman.
He didn't say you're out, man.
No, we did.
There the Angels very much in the thick of a playoff race. That's just the wild card. They're still within striking distance too in the American League West. You see those 5 teams jockeying for position in the wild card right now.
Getting oh so close to that halfway point though.
Yeah, next Tuesday is actually the 81st game for the Angels. The second game of their series next week against the White Sox will be the exact halfway point of the season. So getting to halfway, getting to the All-Star break. There's another good cutter, and Ohtani ahead, 1 ball 2 strikes on Michael Busch. Really about a month from now, teams will look up, see where they are in the standings, and decide whether to be buyers or sellers. And the Angels very much in the thick of a playoff race right now, fully expecting to be moving forward. As Busch, it's a bouncer up the middle, cut off by sliding Velasquez. His throw in time to get Busch.
It's a real nice play. Quick on the transfer, light on the throw for Velasquez. That's going to be a tough backhand throw for Drury. He's giving him a high five there too, because where he's situated in the infield, it's going to be a tough one. He's got the plant to make a quick throw, and Busch gets down the line quickly. Good firm throw, gets him by half a step.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Mookie Betts, 3rd time through the order now. And Betts lines a base hit to right.
Well, he's been a lot more aggressive than we've seen on the first pitch a long time for Betts. But when you're facing Shohei, that might be your best shot. And that was a sinker that was more of the plate.
Here's Freeman. He's responsible for the only run so far tonight. A home run to the opposite field last inning. His 14th home run this year.
Freeman is always aggressive first pitch. Very different than Mookie Betts, although Mookie Betts has swung at the first pitch quite a bit tonight. Very good base stealer, although only 5 stolen bases and been caught twice. Wallach has thrown out 17% of base stealers. That's a pretty good lead he's got going.
Huge lead for Mookie Betts at first. Freeman, it's a bouncer right back to the mound. Shohei fields it, flips it to Walsh, and he's through the 5th. The Dodgers still up 1-0.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
third as Bree fires it back home. The ball gets away. Here comes Fletcher. Drive home safely.
Moments of the Freeway Series. Maybe we'll see one tonight. Mike Trout and the Angels playing the Dodgers. Game 2 of the Freeway Series tonight. 2 more at Dodger Stadium in a couple weeks. As Jared Walsh fouls off the first pitch from Yency Almonte. Those will be the last 2 games going into the All-Star break. And because it's 2-2, the Angels actually end up, and so do the Dodgers, with an extra day off.
Yeah, that's 2 years in a row now. You have that Sunday off before the All-Star break.
1 ball, 1 strike on Walsh. We talked about the offense needing to find ways to score runs without Urshela, without Rendon, and without Neto. So here's one of the prime examples of a player the Angels would love to see get going offensively. Hit his first home run of the year on Sunday against the Royals. And if there's a possibility for consistent offense from Walsh, a former All-Star, well, now would be the time for the Angels to see it happen. Although Walsh has not been close tonight, he has struck out his first 2 at bats. 1 away. Chad Wallach bats after a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
And Walsh is having a tough time laying off that high fastball just slightly above the strike zone or just touching that upper part.
Ball 1 to Wallach, who grounded out to short his first time. Mookie Betts playing shortstop tonight. Something that he has started to do a little bit this year with all the Dodger injuries. The biggest one was Gavin Lux, tearing his ACL in spring training, and he's out for the entire year. Miguel Rojas spent some time on the IL. Max Muncy's hurt right now, although he should be back Friday. And there's Mookie Betts getting involved again from a defensive standpoint. Low throw, but that's why Freddie Freeman's there. 2 up, 2 down.
And he helped him out mightily on that low throw, but he's so good at first base. Mentioned Gold Glove winner in his career. Mookie Betts has won a number of Gold Gloves, 6 of them, but that's in the outfield. He's played some second base. He's now playing shortstop here. His 8th start. Shortstop.
Mookie said it was his dream to be a major league shortstop, but when he was drafted by the Red Sox, they had Dustin Pedroia, so that dream was squashed. Then they had Xander Bogaerts, so really no chance for Mookie to be the shortstop for the Red Sox.
I think it's worked out well in right field though for him.
Yeah. Quit crying. Here's Renifo whiffing on a breaking ball. This Dodger bullpen that had been so bad of late, through a couple of scoreless innings last night and 4 2/3 today. It's been all bullpen for the Dodgers in this one. 2nd worst bullpen ERA in baseball entering this series, only ahead of the Oakland A's. And yet between Ferguson and Phillips last night, Graterol, Gonzalez, and Almonte today, they haven't given up a run. And there's Alex Vesia. He'll be the next man to face Moniak and Ohtani at the top of the order.
Looked like he fouled right off the leg. Off the top of that shin guard. Right off the leg and into the Dodgers dugout. Ricocheted.
Well, nobody likes that. Renifo with the double. He has the only Angels hit tonight. Now he's got both Angels hits tonight.
That'll make the leg feel better. Bullpen again being used by the Dodgers after that base hit. Back up the middle. So double the left, batting right, base hit up the middle, batting left.
Well, the next contestant out of the Dodger bullpen, step right up.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is safe. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
Angels baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By OC Healthcare Agency, build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. The Angels in 1962. The first time they ever played the Dodgers in an exhibition game. It was in Palm Springs at the end of spring training that year. The Angels won that. The first ever Freeway Series game was at Dodger Stadium. Todd Zeile hit a walk-off homer as the Dodgers won that game against the Angels 4-3, but the Angels have won the majority of the games since then, leading the all-time Freeway Series between the Angels and the Dodgers. Alex Vesia is the new Dodger pitcher, the fourth already tonight. And this is to Andrew Velasquez.
And his fastball is 91-96, slider and a changeup.
Vesia had been outstanding for the Dodgers in the past. He has an 8 ERA this year. 11 walks in 18 innings, but he's given up 34 hits. Opponents have hit 395 off Alex Vesia this year. Balls and a strike on Velasquez. Just trying to keep this inning alive for Moniak. And the top of the order next.
Well, if he can get something and turn on and pull it down the left field line, both Rengifo and Velasquez will be running for a long time.
Good speed out there. Rengifo at first. And hits the inside corner, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Angels have only managed 2 hits against the Dodgers in this bullpen game, both by Rengifo. He was thrown out at home trying to score on a line drive to David Peralta in the third. Angels have had 2 men thrown out trying to score in this series, but none that actually have.
Let's get a chance right now for Rengifo to be on the move on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs.
Another big crowd. You can see all the people standing beyond the outfield fences or beyond the outfield bleachers in left field and right field. Rengifo will run on a 3-2 pitch to Velasquez. And it's ball 4, so Mickey Moniak will have a chance. And he'll have a chance to be called back into the dugout because Hunter Renfroe will be the pinch hitter. And Alex Vesia has to face him here as Renfroe bats for Moniak, win the 2 outs here in the 5th. So as Dave Roberts mixes and matches all night, well, Phil Nevin's going to do the same, calling up Renfroe to bat in place of Moniak. Mark Pryor is the Dodgers pitching coach. And he'll have a quick word with Vesia about Renfroe. We'll have one from Snoop and Jack in the Box.
Yo, Jack, that a baked brownie in my munchie meal?
You know it, Snoop.
Say less.
I see it pretty much an even split as far as batting average from lefties and righties against a 395 versus lefty 396 versus right-handed batters.
See a good look at this standing room crowd here at Angel Stadium tonight.
Huge crowd. Back-to-back games.
And here's Hunter Renfroe with runners on first and second. Pinch hitting for Moniak here in the fifth. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Foul territory, bushes over and runs out of room right in front of the Angels dugout.
Off the bat, I thought that had a chance to stay in. Fortunately for Renfroe and the Angels, it did get out.
Not a ton of foul territory here. A single and a walk with 2 outs, keeping this inning alive. Now it's Renfroe batting for Moniak. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. Renfroe had a couple of doubles last night, both against Clayton Kershaw. One to the gap in left center field, one to the right field corner.
He's hit fastballs and all speed pitches very, very well this season. Has struggled a little bit against breaking balls, though.
Swings through a fastball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Renfroe.
He's slugging 471 versus fastball, 650 versus changeups and splits.
And one thing that has been well documented as well is that he has not hit much with runners in scoring position. A chance here to change that and get the Angels on the board. He pops it up. It's Bush in foul territory. Can't find it, and it falls. A foul ball. And at least Renfroe will have another chance. And maybe Renifo messed him up a little bit.
Distraction there as he's going all the way around that bases. Frustrated Hunter Renfroe thinking the inning's over. Will Smith didn't see it. You see Renfroe going by him. Renifo, I should say, going by him. A little bit of a distraction. Redirect.
Credit to Renifo hustling there. If that ball had fallen fair, he would have scored. There's another chance for Hunter Renfroe. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Off the plate, missed. And a couple real close borderline pitches. Bessie here in this inning. Last walk was a little bit off the plate. That's off by about a baseball off the inside corner.
Hard but foul. Renfroe has swung the bat well here at Angel Stadium this year. The Angels trying to get on the board for the first time in this series. Dodgers scored in the 4th on a Freddie Freeman home run.
This would be huge right now. Base hit for Hunter Renfroe.
On 2-2. Renfroe hits one to left center field, but he got under it. James Outman is there, and that ends the inning.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party.
Oh, man.
With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake. That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
facing the Dodgers on the mound for the first time in his career. But if you look at some of his numbers compared to the Dodgers this season, well, he has struck out more batters than Clayton Kershaw has. He has hit more home runs than Mookie Betts has. Shohei Ohtani is really a one-of-a-kind player. The unicorn on full display this season. Holding that Kabuto is wins above replacement, the most in the majors and more than Freddie Freeman and Tony Gonsolin combined. So no one like Shohei, we all know that.
Pretty amazing though when you think about it. More strikeouts than Clayton Kershaw, more home runs than Mookie Betts. You're talking about two of the best players in the game and two future Hall of Famers. Then you throw in Freddie Freeman in there too as far as WAR this season for Tony, and Gonsolin was in the All-Star game last year.
Speaking of All-Star games, it was 40 years since Fred Lynn hit the only grand slam in All-Star game history. Hit it in the 1983 All-Star game at Comiskey Park.
Against Atlee Hammaker.
Yes, it was. Fred Lynn is here tonight.
Yes, he is.
Some Angel royalty here tonight. Fred Lynn, Doug DeCinces, and Bobby Grich are all here watching this game.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're all, boy, they were tough. Look at that. Very, very good players, great careers, great hitters, outstanding defense.
Will Smith leads off in the top of the 6th inning. He struck out both times up. Shohei Ohtani with 71 pitches into the 6th. He's kept his pitch count relatively low so far.
Shohei has an assortment of pitches to get back into account, especially against a dangerous, powerful hitter like Will Smith here.
Three balls and no strikes. Shohei's control has been pretty good tonight. He's walked only one. It was Hayward in the 4th. Throwing more fastballs and cutters. That sweeper, the pitch he has thrown the most this year. He's not thrown all that many tonight. Pumps in a strike.
His fastball velocity down a little bit so far in this inning. And that one right there, just trying to make sure you throw a strike. It's been 93, 94, now at 89.
3 balls, 1 strike on Will Smith. And that fastball misses. Also not as much velocity there. 92 on that ball 4 to Will Smith. All-Star voting is now open. The 2023 Scott's MLB All-Star ballot. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote to decide who represents your Angels this summer. Phase 1 balloting ends tomorrow. Remember, they now do that second phase of voting where the finalists are then put into a pot and you have to re-vote. I don't know why they do that. Some kind of if you have the voting and the guys win, well, let's just send them to the All-Star game.
Exactly.
It's really not that complicated, but there's going to be a second phase of voting that will include all the people that won the first time. David Peralta batting here in the 6th after a leadoff walk. Phase 1 will suggest 2 Angels will be starting the All-Star game. Shohei, you know, poor Brandon Belt, he's going to have to go into Phase 2 of All-Star voting up against Shohei as the DH. Mike Trout will be as part of the outfield group. Ball 2 strikes on Peralta. So make sure you vote once the second phase starts so that Trout and Ohtani actually do get in. Shohei, I think, will be okay. I'm sure Trout will as well. They'll head to Seattle soon. There's strike 3 call. David Peralta goes down looking. He's the 9th strikeout victim for Shohei tonight. Didn't like that call.
That's on the upper part of the strike zone. He threw a splitter the one before when he paints the upper quadrant of the strike zone at 97. Quite a few strikeouts today with his fastball for Shohei. 5 strikeouts with his four-seam fastball tonight.
Ten strikeout games against the Dodgers in Angels history. Just a handful of times it's happened. John Lackey did it twice. Garrett Richards has the most strikeouts in a game by an Angel against the Dodgers with 11. Shohei's at 9. He's got 2 strikes on J.D. Martinez.
They've been pretty good as far as running a fastball above the strike zone to get swing and misses against him in this series. He's got a couple hits on breaking balls. 0-2 on Detmers and a cutter. Second at bat against Shohei.
There's the sweeper grounded foul. Told you the sweeper has been thrown less by Shohei tonight than usual. Trying to sweep that one by J.D. Martinez.
As much as he liked that strikeout, you would love that ground ball double play here to keep that pitch count under control. At 82 right now.
Line foul down the third base line.
Still pretty good on fastballs that are in the lower part of the strike zone or middle. A tougher time with that fastball up.
Martinez doubled his last time. Ohtani's given up just 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings. There's one over the head of Martinez on a curveball that slipped out of Shohei's hand.
I do like the thought process with that curveball, but it slips out, isn't thrown a line. He's only thrown a few of them. I'm going to go straight over the top with that curveball, slips out of his hand.
Martinez battling. That's 85 pitches now thrown by Shohei. You need to be fairly economical here to get out of this inning and get one more. One and two again to J.D. Martinez. And it's fouled off again.
He's pretty much timed all his pitches in this at bat now.
Martinez struck out on a fastball in the second inning that was right over the edge of the outside corner. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat coming up from Ohtani to Martinez. Shohei looking for strikeout number 10, and there it is to J.D. Martinez. 10 strikeouts for Shohei.
That was a splitter. This drops enough and runs off the inside part of the plate after some tough fastballs. You see the grip. There's not going to be a lot of spin on a splitter. But even if he makes contact on that one, he's going to pull it foul. But that changed the speed on that one too, from 86 from 98, 99 on his fastball.
There's Hayward getting a timeout called. I don't know that that's going to be charged to Hayward. I think it had more to do with the pitch timer not moving the right way. Hayward is the only man that Shohei had walked until Will Smith walked to start this inning. So 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 for Shohei. Only 1 run allowed. He's on the losing end right now as the Angels haven't scored. It's still 1-0.
Shohei will lead off the bottom of the inning.
Hayward breaks his bat and still gets a base hit to right. Will Smith advances to second, and the Dodgers have 2 on with Miguel Vargas coming up.
He went on base all 3 times. He had an infield hit, a broken bat hit, and a walk. And there's not a lot left of that bat.
Vargas 1 for his last 33. He's 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Shohei has punched out 10. 89 pitches.
Trying to get some stretching down in the bullpen.
Wave and a miss. Vargas couldn't connect on the sweeper. Shohei has had, since the beginning of last year, 15 10-strikeout games, 5 this season. It's the most in the majors over the last 2 seasons. Swing and a miss as Vargas is behind again 0-2. Shohei with 10 10-strikeout games last year led the American League. He has 5 now this season, including the 10 tonight. Trying for number 11 against Miguel Vargas. Swing and a miss. Shohei Ohtani, the spectacular one, with his 11th strikeout of the night. Ties the most an Angel has ever had against the Dodgers.
And that 100-mile-an-hour fastball tells you that Shohei may be done for the night, but that one was a perfect one.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's Show of Record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome. This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight. Every night on MLB.
Kia player profile. The major league leader in home runs, Shohei Ohtani, has had 11 strikeouts on the mound tonight. Pete Alonso back off the IL, hit a home run today for the struggling New York Mets. Shohei continues to outshine everybody in this game with his two-way superstardom, and he'll lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ohtani has homered in each of his last 2 starts. This one high, but over the infield. And the outfield grass, Michael Busch makes the catch. One out. Here's Trout.
That was a pretty good pitch, too. That's the one he could hit a long way the other way because it was a fastball that was up. And it just got underneath that one.
Nobody up in the Angels bullpen, so it looks like Shohei will get one more inning. The Angels need some runs.
They have not scored yet, and that was off the plate call of a strike in this series.
Alan Porter, the home plate umpire tonight, the crew chief. Angels have been shut out through 14 innings so far in this series. Just 2 hits tonight, unbelievably, against this Dodger bullpen. Graterol, Gonzalez, Almonte, Vesia. They have combined to shut out the Angels on 2 hits. Two balls and a strike on Trout. Opponents entering tonight hitting .395 off Vesia. He's turned the entire league into Luis Ariz against him. 3 balls, 1 strike on Trout.
Just need that one pitch to get this offense going. This could be the count right here for Trout to see if he can get a hold of one ball right now.
And they need a lid lifter here. On 3-1, Trout. And a good cut, but fouled it back.
Boy, did he have his pitch again. See, he was slightly frustrated walking back on that one. Three-two counts. See, he's throwing a lot of fastballs to right-handed batters about 85% of the time.
So the 20th pitch for Vesia. It'll be a 3-2 to Trout. And he strikes him out with a fastball. Here comes Dave Roberts.
Got him with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, tied him up inside.
Vesia comes in, retires Renfroe, Ohtani, and Trout.
Wake up to baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Flores wearing tweed.
Wake up to big-name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the crushed red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for.
And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden phone.
MLB Central.
It is absolutely hilarious.
The show baseball fans
And baseball players
Wake up to.
Show's starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
It's the Modern Baseball Show for the modern baseball fan. Off Base, with interviews and coverage of baseball's hottest stars.
I've done a couple interviews in my life. This probably is the most fun I've ever been a part of.
Only on MLB Network.
Angels baseball and Bally Sports brought to you by Nissan. Explore great deals at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. And by Pitching Decisions, presented by Sage, official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani has struck out 11 tonight. He has only allowed 1 run, a homer to Freddie Freeman. Yet he's on the losing end of this game. The Dodger bullpen has been used liberally by Dave Roberts tonight. And here's Ryan Brazier, the former Angel, making his Dodger debut. Brazier was let go by the Red Sox recently. He delivers ball 1 to Brandon Drury. Brazier was drafted by the Angels in 2007. He got to the big leagues in 2013. Pitched in 7 games and then needed Tommy John surgery, and then didn't resurface for 4 years.
And he throws a lot of those right there, sliders.
His 49-month absence from the big leagues because of Tommy John surgery was the 5th longest ever. Had some decent moments with the Red Sox, then started to struggle last year. His ERA was .578 last season. Over 7 with the Red Sox this year. So Dave Roberts just throwing darts at Dodger relievers. And about a week after he asked them to just pitch better. And so far tonight they have. 2 balls and a strike on Brandon Drury.
Yeah, it hasn't been many pitches in the heart of the plate. They've been going around the corners and the edges very well. Brandon Drury has been an extra base hitting machine this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Brandon Drury. There's a drive, but down the left field line, it hooks foul.
That was a hanging slider. Raiders being hit quite a few of those this season where it's out over the plate, flat sliders.
Brazier with a strikeout, and this game goes to the 7th.
The future stars of the game come out to shine during the MLB Draft Combine Week on MLB Network. It's a high-profile, high-stakes week where dreams can come true as the game's top prospects showcase their skills for big league scouts, coaches, and execs. And TV's best baseball analysts break it all down with in-depth profiles, interviews, and insider access you won't get anywhere else. The MLB Draft Combine Week, all this week on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
The four-seam fastball, very, very effective here tonight for Shohei Ohtani. 11 strikeouts in a game, and that four-seam fastball has been a big reason why he's gotten that double digits in strikeouts, including a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, painting the outside corner there at 97 against Peralta, and then a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, that last one. 6 strikeouts with his four-seamer, 2 with his cutter, 2 with his splitter tonight, 1 with a sweeper. StatCast 3D, where those strikeouts are occurring. A number in the zone today for Shohei, and also getting a couple chases out of the strike zone. 11 punch-out for Ohtani.
And back on the mound for the 7th, James Outman swings at the first pitch, gives it a ride to left center. Trout's on the run. He's calling for it and makes the catch. Shy of the warning track. So 1 pitch, 1 out. 93 pitches for Ohtani, who has tied an Angel record for the most strikeouts in a game against the Dodgers in 26 years of interleague play, matching what Garrett Richards did in September of 2015. He has a chance here within these next couple of outs to make it a dozen.
Watching Outman today in batting practice, he was trying to lift everything in the air. He just missed that one.
1 run so far tonight. It was on a Freeman homer in a similar spot to where Outman just hit that fly ball. Freeman's carried way out. The Dodgers have only scored 3 runs in the first 15 innings of this series. But that's been enough to win last night and lead tonight. There's a strike to Michael Busch, who had a bad hop RBI base hit in the ball game yesterday to break a scoreless tie in the 8th inning. Check swing. Looks like he went around. He did. And now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shohei's career high in strikeouts is 13. He's done it a couple of times, once this year. He's ahead in the count on Michael Busch, trying to reach a dozen tonight.
He goes back to his splitter. He's had a couple punch outs tonight on a splitter.
Got his 10th strikeout on a splitter when he struck out JD Martinez. He's ahead of Busch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There it is. That was a pretty good splitter. Just fouled it off. Barely. Good bites of that split. He's coming in the game. This 9 strikeouts versus his splitter this season, 2 tonight.
There's another one of those catcher's lane violation calls in the Padres-Giants game tonight. Another one that got a pretty experienced former big league catcher manager thrown out of a game. Bob Melvin ejected Bruce Bochy last night. Swing and a miss. There's a dozen strikeouts for Shohei Ohtani.
And another on a 4-seam fastball. That one 99 miles an hour for Shohei. After a splitter down, had to be aware of that. Boy, he is mixing and matching. He's been unpredictable in this game.
12 strikeouts. He's only allowed 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. He's been remarkable tonight. It looked like he had turned a corner in his last start against Texas. He's flied past that corner now. He's been dominant against the Dodgers. Mookie Betts with a base hit his last time. That was the 99th pitch from Ohtani. Next one will be 100. He's reached that plateau a bunch of times. 109 a few starts ago. His season high 111. That was in his second start of the year. Just missed. 1 ball 1 strike. Make that 2 balls no strikes on Betts. See the strikes, just a ridiculously high number of strikes tonight. 76 out of 100. Betts with a fly ball, shallow left. Taylor Ward comes in. Velasquez is out, being called off, and Ward has it to end the inning for Shohei Ohtani. 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, 1 run, a masterful performance from Shohei tonight.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning.
Since 1957, which was Frank Robinson's second year in the big leagues. They beat the Rockies today. The Angels are headed to Colorado next, but man, the Cincinnati Reds break them up.
26 come from behind victories. The Angels, if they could come back and win this game, they'll be tied with them at 26. So hopefully that'll be the case here for the Angels after the Reds did it earlier today.
The Angels trying to get that tonight as they trail 1-0 in this game. Just so many Dodger pitchers have come in and shut the Angels down.
Yeah, but Shohei Ohtani, Wayne, has been unbelievable tonight. We talked about it. We got a chance to watch him warm up. He's dominating this game. Just need a little bit of offense to be able to get this win here late.
Well, it is a Nissan game break after all, so here's a word from Nissan.
Games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Angels had a man cut down at the plate. James Outman to Miguel Rojas. Will Smith, a quick tag on a diving Brandon Drury for the out at home. Drury was called safe at first. Replay review ran him out. And then tonight, David Peralta cutting down Luis Rengifo at the plate.
You know, you got to give a lot of credit to Will Smith on that. Not only catching that base, but still giving that path to the plate. We've already mentioned a couple times already in the last few days where the runner was called safe because of that.
And Taylor Ward couldn't hold his swing there. Facing Ryan Brazier. Brazier is the 5th Dodger pitcher tonight. Ward pops it up. That should be the first out of the inning as Vargas makes the catch. I'll bring up Jared Walsh. Walsh has struck out both times he's batted tonight.
Right now, if you're Jared Walsh, you got to think, okay, anything, especially if he throws a slider on that inner half, I got to try to lift on this baseball and drive it. Been chasing that high fastball. Hope to get something down. He got a lift on that first pitch.
Lifts it right to the shortstop. Mookie Betts in shallow left center field. 2 pop-ups and 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Join us at the Big A Friday, June 30th. Your Halos take on the Diamondbacks at 6:30. The first 25,000 fans will receive a straw beach hat courtesy of Memorial Care. For more on this season's giveaways, visit angels.com/promotions. Getting late. Here comes Mark Pryor to talk to Brazier about the pinch hitter. Matt Dice is batting in place of Wallach. And Dave Roberts has pulled as many hats as he could tonight as far as Dodger relievers go, and they've all worked. Even he's probably impressed by what he has seen from the Dodger bullpen, because it has not gone this way at all lately. Gone quite the opposite way.
So amazing. We saw Grove warming up, playing long toss, thinking he was going to be the bulk pitcher in this game, and he's never even came in the ball game.
Another quick out. Very easy inning for Ryan Brazier.
Sunday on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. The future stars of the game come out to shine during the MLB Draft Combine Week on MLB Network. It's a high-profile, high-stakes week where dreams can come true as the game's top prospects showcase their skills for big league scouts, coaches, and execs. And TV's best baseball analysts break it all down with in-depth profiles, interviews, and insider access you won't get anywhere else. The MLB Draft Combine Week, all this week on MLB Network.
Now it's time for Arco top tier plays. Shohei Ohtani with 12 strikeouts in the game today against the Dodgers, using all his pitches to be able to get that dozen punch outs against this offense for the Dodgers, using his cutter, using his splitter, using his four-seamer. Got to chase and swing on his sweeper. This masterful job today, using all the pitches to be able to go out there and dominate like he did today, going 7 innings, just 1 earned run allowed, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, most ever by an Angels pitchers versus the Dodgers, all in 7 innings of dominant performance by Shohei Ohtani, giving them now 117 strikeouts on the season.
Well, he was sensational. He will still bat at least one more time tonight. He's due up 4th in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jacob Webb will now try to keep this a 1-run game and give the Angels a chance in the final couple of innings. Freddie Freeman takes ball 1. Freeman's driven in the only run tonight. He homered off Shohei in the 4th inning. Otherwise, Shohei was sensational, dominant against the Dodgers. Big hack by Freeman, swinging and missing against his former Atlanta Braves teammate Jacob Webb.
Together in that World Series championship team.
2021, the Braves were champions. Freeman lines it, caught by a sliding Jared Walsh. And there's 1 out.
First baseman robbing a first baseman on that line drive. Nice play by Walsh. He held the glove and still controlled it in the mitt. That big first baseman's mitt.
And one away, and the batter, Will Smith, struck out twice against Ohtani. Lifts this one off the end of his bat to shallow right field. Hunter Renfroe has that. 2 up, 2 down. Solved the puzzle of the unicorn. Not many have. Tuesday, June 27th against the White Sox. The first 25,000 fans will receive a Shohei Ohtani puzzle, courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions for details. And Shohei was an unsolvable puzzle tonight as far as his pitching performance was concerned. 12 strikeouts. About as much poise and command on the mound as we've seen all season. It's been a good season for him on the mound.
Yeah, he's crushed the baseball on the mound this season for Shohei. In his 14 starts, he's been dominant.
There's 117 strikeouts in 89 innings. Only 2 pitchers with more strikeouts than Shohei. Spencer Strider of the Braves and Kevin Gausman of the Blue Jays. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peralta. Gausman, the American League leader in strikeouts, has 121, so he's 4 up on Shohei in that category. He has 24 fewer homers than Ohtani.
Yeah, he hasn't quite had the power swing.
That guy had 12 strikeouts in 7 innings against the Dodgers tonight and leads the major leagues in home runs.
Yeah. He might have to hit another home run here tonight.
Might have to be a one-man show. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Peralta.
He is Show.
That's right. Maybe he'll have a chance with a man on in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's due up 4th. 2-2. And now a full count on Peralta, who's 0 for 3 tonight. JD Martinez on deck. That's his entire name on the back of his jersey. That's a bit overkill. There's no other Martinez on the Dodgers. There's ball 4 to Peralta. So a 2-out walk keeps the inning going. I guess there was a need for that at one point when JD Martinez was with the Tigers and they had Victor Martinez.
Yep. Who was a very, very good major league player for a lot of years.
Good pitch there by Webb. The breaking ball to get Martinez out in front. Line to center, hit hard. Trout got a good jump, racing back, makes the running catch. Great play by Mike Trout, running down that hot liner off the bat of JD Martinez to end the top of the 8th.
Maybe a defensive play like that can spark the offense. Trout runs that one down. Dodgers still up 1-0.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Angels baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Spectrum One. Internet advanced Wi-Fi and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. By Easton and Easton, official personal injury partners of Angels baseball. And by Nissan. Explore great deals at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Shop NissanUSA.com. It's the bottom of the 8th inning at Angels Stadium. A lot of fans have come through the gates over the last couple of days. Sold out crowds yesterday and today. And yet, fans have not had a lot to cheer for in terms of offense. The Angels haven't scored at all. The Dodgers have managed just 3 runs in these 2 games. And now Luis Rengifo takes ball 1 to start the bottom of the 8th from Caleb Ferguson.
Threw the ball last night very well. Comes right in with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. First pitch off the plate.
Two balls, no strikes. Renifo's been more patient at the plate this year. He has the only hits tonight for the Angels. Doubled in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. He was thrown out at home in the 3rd inning. And it's just 1-0. It can turn quickly. Renifo breaks his bat, pops it up. Freeman backpedaling, reaches over to make the catch.
Looked like he expanded the strike zone there a little bit off the strike zone on 2-0 pitch.
2-0 pitch in a 1-run game.
Shatter the bat upstairs.
One out, Velasquez due up, but he's going to be taken out of this game in favor of a pinch hitter. Michael Stefanik will bat. We'll bring Mark Pryor out again. Angels will have to rearrange their infield to get Rengifo at short, most likely, as we pause for a quick word from Kia.
The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Stefanik had a great start to the year at AAA. Remember, he had that long streak of reaching base in 62 consecutive minor league games dating back to last year. That streak ended just recently.
Will Smith's trying to bring that fastball down again. Basically, he's thrown 4 in a row out of the zone. So when you got top of the order coming up, need a base runner.
2 balls, no strikes. Ferguson fell behind Rengifo 2-0. Now he's done so against Stefanik. If the Angels can get Shohei up in this inning, he'd represent the go-ahead run. That's ball 3. Hunter Renfroe on deck.
I gotta believe right now you got at least 1 take here. Stefanik knows that strike zone really well, trying to get on base.
There's a strike, and it's 3-1. That's in there as well. So Ferguson has come back from 3-0 to make it 3-2. And Stefanik calls time. Angels have only had a man reach 3rd base once tonight. It was Rengifo right before he was thrown out at home.
Stefanik hits the ball really well to right center. He's going to try, if he gets something out over the plate, the outer half, he's going to try to punch that ball in the right field.
It's a full count against Caleb Ferguson. It's grounded foul toward that right side. Stefanik making sure the bat's in one piece. I don't think it is. Angels Live after the game, presented by OC Navigator. Certainly a lot of discussion on the great pitching performance from Shohei. Maybe an Angels comeback. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Michael Stefanik. He is from Boise, Idaho. There has not been a Boise native to homer in a major league game since Vance Law.
Vance Law, huh?
For the 1989 Chicago Cubs. So if Stefanik goes deep, he'll make Boise real proud and make most of these 45,000 people here tonight real happy. Well, he takes ball 4 instead, and the Angels have a base runner.
That's an outstanding take. That was a pretty tough pitch. It's a little bit off the plate. A close one, though.
Carlos Estevez up in the Angels bullpen. He'll pitch if the Angels score. Aaron Loup will pitch if they don't. Here's Hunter Renfroe. First pitch cutter, and it's fouled off. Most of Renfroe's homers this year have come in this ballpark. Ferguson quickly ahead 0-2. Barring a double play, Shohei will bat, representing the go-ahead run. He's on deck. Ferguson worked the 8th inning yesterday. Got through it 1-2-3, including a strikeout of Ohtani.
Let's see a backdoor cutter right now. Trying to make some good contact on the cutter if it gets any to the plate.
Ground ball to the left side. Betts gets in front of it, fires to second for 1, over to first 2, a double play.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive, but here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh hi, we're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
The throw from Calhoun, a good one. Get him! Light that baby up as the Angels pick up the victory by the final of 5-4.
Great moments in Freeway Series history. The Angels against the Dodgers. Aaron Loup will need a scoreless top of the 9th here to give the Angels a chance for another great moment, as they'll have their best hitters due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Brandon Drury will be due to hit in the bottom of the 9th, likely against Evan Phillips, the Dodger closer. It's up to Loup, who's been pitching a lot better lately, to keep this a 1-0 game.
He's been able to mix and match both sides of the plate. He's been mixing his changeup at crossfire delivery. He's been better. Got to keep this a 1-run deficit here. Angels still looking for their first run of this 2-game set.
Shut out now in 17 straight innings to start this series. Only 1 inning left potentially, as Miguel Rojas bats in place of Hayward to lead off the top of the 9th. Michael Stefanik stays in the game to play third base. And Hifo moves over to short.
Good pitch there from Loop.
Loop came off the injured list on May 22nd. Since then, his ERA has been 3.12. Go back to May 28th, a span of 8 appearances. Loop's only allowed 1 earned run. Swing and a miss. Rojas chasing that changeup. And Aaron Loop strikes out the first batter that he faces.
All because he set him up with that fastball was a way to start with. This time he comes back with his changeup, starts on that plane and turns it over. Gets a swing well out of the strike zone. Well, we said a lot with Shohei today. When you set up hitters with your fastball, you can get chases like that when your secondary pitches.
There's Miguel Vargas. Struck out all 3 times he faced Shohei tonight. Shohei will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. Wonder if the Dodgers would send Ferguson back out there to face him. Phillips, a right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. Vargas, a fly ball to right center, hit pretty well. Trout is back for it all the way back. He leaps. It's gone. Home run, Miguel Vargas. He's the last one to know about it, but he's given the Dodgers a 2-0 lead.
So 2 runs scored in this game by the Dodgers, both on home runs. There's a pitch down, fastball down, and he went down and drove it out the other way. That baseball carrying off the wall and hit Mike Trout right in the jaw.
There's Chris Taylor pinch hitting for Outman. That was some serious air Trout got on that leaping try. The Dodgers have hit a couple of solo homers now tonight, 2-0.
They're a team that relies on the long ball. Both their runs on home runs today.
Certainly ups and downs within a baseball season for offenses, for pitchers. For the Angels offense, it coincides with 3 players getting hurt last week, and it coincides with having to face the Dodgers here in the Freeway Series. This team has managed no runs on 7 hits over 17 innings against the Dodgers. Taylor swings and misses to make it 3-2. And that's ball 4. Now, ask Phil Nevin if he would be a little bit more aggressive using the bullpen, considering the days off. It's 1-0 entering the top of the 9th. Carlos Estevez had been up. Now Jose Soriano is up.
I imagine he'll be asked to go in there if Mookie Betts comes to the plate here. He's on deck. Should get a ground ball double play.
One Loop has been a lot better lately. He was asked to keep this a one-run game, and he has not been able to. Michael Busch looks at a strike. Johnny DeLuca, the pinch runner, as the Dodgers make some changes to their defense for the bottom of the ninth inning. DeLuca will go in the outfield. 1 ball, 1 strike on Busch. Angels will start their series in Colorado on Friday night. Patrick Sandoval will pitch against Kyle Freeland. That line right back to Loop, and DeLuca gets doubled off to win the inning. Miguel Vargas with an insurance run, a home run, makes it a little taller task for the bottom of the ninth. But Ohtani and Trout are due up as the Angels try to come back late.
Enrique Quique Hernández. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de la de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor. Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's Show of Record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome.
This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
And the Angels down 2-0 here in the bottom of the ninth inning with Shohei Ohtani leading off. Going back to Hyundai Key for the game today. The show must go on. Shohei Ohtani trying to spark the comeback here in the ninth inning. Leading off with Mike Trout behind him in the lineup here.
Have to be against Evan Phillips, who got the save last night. It was his first save in about a month. As Phillips worked a 1-2-3 bottom of the ninth inning yesterday. Tonight facing Ohtani, Trout, and Drury. Shohei has not had a hit yet in these 2 games, but he has had plenty of hits on the days he has pitched this year.
Incredible numbers for Shohei coming into the game on the days he is pitching. He's at the plate, 3 home runs. Spark the offense right here.
Dodgers making some defensive changes. Miguel Rojas is now the shortstop. Mookie Betts goes out to right field. DeLuca's in center. Shohei was unbelievable on the mound tonight. 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. Just 1 run allowed, but he's in line to be the losing pitcher in this game.
A couple cutters in a row for Phillips. 1 off the plate, 1 on the inside corner, and a swing from Shohei.
1 ball, 2 strikes. If the Dodgers hang on, well, somebody will be assigned the win by an official scorekeeper tonight. That'll be the job of Todd Reeves, who is scoring this game. Two balls, 2 strikes on Shohei. Just trying to get a man on base here and bring the tying run to the plate. And Ohtani gets under this one. Fly ball to center field. Johnny DeLuca makes the catch.
Boy, a pretty good pitch for Shohei to crush just underneath it. See the frustration. Shohei upset. Was outstanding on the mound tonight.
Trout has walked and struck out. He has not had a hit in either of these games. Just trying to get on base anyway here to give the Angels a chance to tie it up with one swing. Brandon Drury on deck.
The rally hats going here in the stands.
I find the rally hats, the rally monkey. Somebody light the rally candle.
Yes.
2 balls, 1 strike. And the Angel bats have been asleep these 2 nights. And they'll have an opportunity to wake back up here in the 9th inning. And if not, well, they'll have 3 games in Colorado to get cured. Trout calls time, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Throwing a lot of sliders in these counts, but his fastball may be the pitch he goes to against Trout here.
Trout fights it off.
At this point with 2 strikes on it, Trout's is trying to find any way he can get on base.
Very late swing, but he was able to make contact.
His fastball tonight for Phillips at 98 miles an hour, but it was down.
Another healthy swing at a fastball and another foul ball.
Trout, even though he's had some struggles against fastballs, those high velocity fastballs, he's hit pretty well, including a 100-mile-an-hour fastball against Chapman in Kansas City for a base hit.
And Chapman dialed it up to as high as 104 in that game the other day. It was one of the hardest fastballs in the history of the game. It was a breaking ball, and Trout fouled that one as well. So it'll be at least a 9-pitch at bat. Angels trying to find some runs late against the Dodgers in the bottom of the 9th. Swing and a miss on the slider. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
Time to go after and chase that one. See Trout chase anything that far off the plate too often. There are a number of fastballs, was guessing fastball and ended up getting a slider instead.
Brandon Drury's 0 for 3. There's 2 Angel hits in this game. They both from Luis Renifo. He doubled in the 3rd, was thrown out at home in that 3rd inning. He singled in the 5th. He's been the only Angel to even get in scoring position tonight. Now it's 0-2 on Brandon Drury. The Dodgers trying to make it 8 straight wins against the Angels. And match the longest winning streak the Dodgers have had within the Freeway Series. There'll be 2 more chances for the Angels to beat them at Dodger Stadium. As Brandon Drury, it's a fly ball to right field. Mookie Betts has it. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have won both games here at Angel Stadium by a score of 2-0. Last night, Clayton Kershaw shut down the Angels offense. Tonight, 7 Dodger pitchers did the trick. as a bullpen game turned into a shutout and a 2-game series sweep for the Dodgers. Our Toyota player of the game, the spectacular Shohei.
He was unreal. 12 strikeouts, the most by an Angels pitcher ever against the Dodgers. Did everything he could on the mound. It's that home run to Freddie Freeman to left center field. The only run scored against Shohei Ohtani.
12 strikeouts and a brilliant performance. Now the Angels offense will try to cure themselves in Colorado. That series against the Rockies starts Friday night. 2-0 the Dodgers beat the Angels tonight. For Mark Ubaza and Erica Weston, our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We say goodnight from Angel Stadium.